Giants are mentioned in several passages of the Bible. They are referred to as the sons of Anak or Nephilim. The Bible describes the giants as brave yet cruel warriors who turned against humans. One of the most well-known giants in the Bible is Goliath, who was defeated by the young shepherd and future king of Israel, David, with a stone to the forehead. But this was not the only titanic being David would encounter in his lifetime. And this time, the being would come from heaven. Before we begin the video, a request. If you'd like to support this channel and its work, you'll find the link to our Ko-fi in the video description. If you can't contribute, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. That already helps spread our content. First Chronicles 21 tells the story of when King David ordered a census of how many men were in his army and the punishment God imposed for this act. And it all starts with Satan. You see, Satan knows very well how to bring people down, even when he influences them to commit acts that seem harmless and routine at first glance. It was in this way that Satan rose against Israel and incited David to take a census of his army. David said to Joab and the commanders of his troops, "Go and count the Israelites from Beersheba to Dan, then report back to me so I may know their number." But Joab immediately recognized the error in his king's command. He knew that David was acting against God's will by ordering the census. God had raised a great army in Israel. There was no need for David to speculate about how many men were under his command. This would not only show a lack of trust in divine providence, but also feed David's own ego. It was as if David wanted to tell himself, "Look how vast my army is." Although Joab found his master's decision detestable, he obeyed the king's order. Traveling throughout Israel, Joab counted 1.1 million men capable of wielding a sword, including 470,000 in Judah. David had sinned against God. It was time to punish Israel. Even though the king repented of his transgression, God instructed David's seer to inform him of 3 punishment options for Israel: 3 years of famine, 3 months of constant attacks from their enemies, or 3 days under the sword of the Lord. That is, a plague across the land and the angel of the Lord bringing destruction throughout Israel. David was deeply distressed. Weighing the 3 options, he chose the last, as he believed he could appeal to God's mercy, knowing that falling into human hands would offer no such compassion. God sent the plague, and it was devastating. 70,000 men died. Then it was the angel of the Lord's turn to be sent to destroy Jerusalem. For the people, this must have been an apocalyptic vision. Whoever had survived the plague now faced the angel's wrath. But before Jerusalem was completely destroyed, the Lord commanded the angel to stop immediately. Enough! Withdraw your hand. To grasp the magnitude of this being, the Bible mentions that David had to look up, and the angel stood between heaven and earth with a drawn sword in hand, extended against Jerusalem. The story concludes with David purchasing Araunah's land to build an altar to the Lord, thus halting the punishment of Israel. This story offers an important lesson for every Christian. The Lord despises pride. Proverbs 16 verse 5 reminds us, "The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished." Let us remember that pride led to Lucifer's fall. May this lesson remain with us,